Hello, people. How is everyone there today? I'm going to be doing some drawn or animating, whichever one the viewers want to watch. Bitwix, hello, or Anonymous, if I might call you. Especially after the last day. We won't be on long tonight, so it'll only be a very quick session because playing up on me. I was doing some research. Right. You want to do some animation? Okay, so you have a choice of two animations. We can start the animation of this, where we are going to start with the bullets, the bullet can, or we can continue on with tiny little fuckheads. Steve is a good name, in all fairness to you. Right, Steve. That's like Inside Man. Please tell me you get the reference. Tiny little fuckheads it is then. Right. Tiny little fuckheads it is. I'll save that for another day. File. Save as. Save on your computer. And we'll call this one number 16. Okay. Where's all my other stuff? I hate when it doesn't work like that. Not a clue of the reference. Okay, now you have to watch that film. It's called Inside Man. Alright. I'll get it up there for you and I'll drag it over to the screen there. Alright. So that's it there. Alright, that's what you want to find, okay? You gotta watch that film. If you don't know the reference, now you have to watch that film, okay? And then you'll see why I said Steve is a good. Then you'll find out why Steve is a good name. It's pretty cool. Good film. Alright, so we'll continue on with tiny little fuckheads. I'll show you what we have so far. So we have the planet. We won't have any music in on this session because I'll be talking all the time anyway. Okay. Added it to my list along with every other film I haven't seen. Yeah, that's for sure. I can only get that. Right. So, as any other sci-fi thing anyway, we always start out in space. It's a good way to start it out because therefore you're given the planet of origin, alright? So, we have this planet and we are zooming in to show the planet, and then therefore the animation starts beginning, okay? So we have to zoom in on the planet, flowers coming down, and we are showing the mechanicus hand putting in the mechanical flowers. So you see that hand starting to come in there, just starting to just drop them down into the toaster. Okay. Hang on, thought I seen a mistake there as I was watching that. Yep, seen a mistake. Where is it? So some people might think animation is actually very repetitive. Thank you very much. The software I'm using is TV Paint. It's amazing animation software because it keeps to the basics of animation, where you've got your cells up on top and you've got your timeline here down on bottom, and it keeps it up to like a traditional animation. It keeps the drawing style very, very same. It does. So it works really well. So it'd be even better if you were working on a bigger Cintiq, which is, I did have one, and then that's when my arm got really, really bad, and it was just sitting there for months on end, so it was making me really, really depressed. So I sold it, regretting I sold it. I should have kept it because it took a year and a half to train my hand into drawing like that, because what I was doing is I was drawing like that, which is why I had the bigger Cintiq. So I should have kept it. Should have. Would have been a lot more comfortable using a bigger Cintiq. This software cost me 500. And then I paid 200 for an animation course through Aaron Blaze, creature art teacher. He is an amazing animator. I love his work. So we have the tiny little fuckheads about to cause some mischief here. Okay, so we have the toaster, okay? So as one flower goes down, another one comes down, and then starts putting in the other one. Okay. So as he's putting down the flower, we also have to erase stuff at the same time. I was working on a roof, and I pulled a roll of felt, and next minute my arm just ripped and popped again. So after 2 operations on it, from stabilizing my shoulder, my arm just popped out again. So now I have to get it seen to again. So that was what, 6 years ago, I think. 5, 6 years ago. Right. So we're going to skip 2 frames, or a couple of frames there, and then we're going to. This is what I love about it. Gotta find a way to just allow messages. It's alright, it's grand. I've had to live with it. Yeah, it took me a year and a half to to uh, to learn how to draw with my wrist. That I spent a lifetime learning on not to draw with my wrist, because it's a very bad habit to be drawing with your wrist. If you see an artist out there and you see him drawing with the wrist, they're and they spent their whole life doing it, that's very, very bad. Right? You're only going to get beautiful artwork by actual full movements. Okay? So in order to understand that artist understands the arc, the range of arc, because that's what it's all about. It's all about the arc movement. So try this at home, all right? So draw a circle at home with your wrist, and then draw it just by using your arm. So draw it just by using your arm. I'm telling you, you'll get a better circle by using your arm than you would by drawing with your wrist. So you're going to end up getting an oval, more of an oval shape with your wrist than you would with your arm. So you lock your wrist and you draw exactly with your arm, okay? So, alright, this is what I love about this software, okay? You don't have to worry about pressing any buttons or anything like that, okay? If you want a new frame, you just come down to your timeline here, you move it over to where you want, okay? And then you go like that. See the way that frame pops up there? Alright, just by clicking on an empty space for your drawing here. And then, so you have the same frame as before. So now you can just edit that frame so you're not fully redrawn everything again. Okay, so now all we gotta do is, you see, I think I'm in Photoshop again. Because I don't know all the shortcuts to this. Still working out all the shortcuts to TV Paint. Now I could just go up to the preferences there and just learn them all, but I'm too lazy. Now, okay, so we have erased everything here, okay? we're going to need to erase that a bit and that a bit as well. Might as well just erase that whole section just a wee bit, okay? So now what do we do? Alright, we don't know our head from our arse here. Okay, so we go over here and we turn on our light table. And then we come back over here and we pick our pencil up again. Alright, we want to continuously draw, focus on the arm only. Okay, so we want to bring that arm down that wee bit more. So we want it to be around about here. Okay, so we're going to have to erase that little bit more. So it's best to just erase a good bit and redraw back in what we want. Okay, so anything in yellow is what we want, and therefore nothing is in our way when we're drawing. Okay, so we know we're going to be working in this area here. Alright, so now we're back over here. I want to be putting where the actual part is there. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a good jump here. So we just redraw in his hand here. Continue the shadow down here. Okay, because we have a shadow on the left side. Yeah, I'll be showing you how to do traditional animation. Basically, every animator out there has to learn the basics of animation first. They have to learn the way you animated in the old days, and that's by using your hand to flip the paper and everything. So when eventually I get my full setup, I will have an animating table. Okay, so that'll be further on down the line, and I will be showing everyone on how to do actual animating through paper and then turning that into digital work. But every animator nowadays has to learn the basics of animation. Okay, there's animators out there and they just dive straight into the digital work and they do 3D animation. That's not animation. That's not animation. Animation is turning something 2D and bringing it into life. 3D animation is just playing around with computer simulated graphics, and that's it. That's not animation. Proper animation is Looney Tunes. You know, so eventually, when I finally get the money and everything like that, and an office of my own, I will have an animation desk, and it'll be a separate content to the channel. So it will have its own days for live streaming and recording. Okay, because we'll have a camera set up to where we'll have the animation sheets pinned down, and then we can capture the frame, and then take that aside, move on to the next one, capture the next frame, and then that's how we're going to import them into actual digital from there on in. But in order to do that, first we're going to need our drawing table. You're more of an illustrator. I'll just pass me graphics onto the team next door who animate it for me. Yeah. No, animation is really fun. What type of illustration do you do now? Love to see some of your work. Is it more design illustration, or are they actual illustrations like artwork illustrations? So we just redraw back over some of the stuff again. Okay, we're going to just exaggerate this movement. Okay, so that's the main thing about animation, is that you can exaggerate the movement. Okay, that's one thing you can't do in animation is you don't see that in animation anymore, is the exaggeration of silly movements. Think of Beatles' Yellow Submarine. Tall, bold, and usually 1 to 4 colors. Usually used for the... Oh god. Oh, you poor person. Oof. Poor person, there's no creativity in that at all. That's... Oh, you're like strict to a brief. You poor person. No wonder you fell across my channel. You ended up getting bored with that much boredom. So we just... Yeah, I back then when I had the bigger Cintiq, I had the job all set up for myself, and all I needed was my animation reel. Had it all set up for myself, and just one simple day of doing a bit of work put my whole entire career just down the shithole. board now after 2 years, so in the process of creating a creative hub. So damn colors every time to keep in with the brand elements. Pays well. I say the pay is really well, alright. If it pays the bills, hey, it's a job at the end of the day, you know. The only thing is, if this is what I would have been loving to do my whole life, my whole entire life, since I was 8 years old, I knew what I wanted to do, and that was to animate. The only thing is, I couldn't afford to go to animation college when I had the chance to get to college and everything like that, so I couldn't afford it. So I went around it the long way. Went around it the self-teaching way, and also learning through other courses and everything like that. So it worked, but now I'll eventually get there, and I will get there. I will get that job eventually. But that's why I want to be doing the Warhammer animation and painting on the channel. It's because it's my hobby, and I'm trying to turn my hobby into my career. So if I don't have a job at the end of the day, at least I'll have that, and might be able to turn it into an actual full-time streaming career. Alright, so now with that cell done, we move on to our next one. There we go, we have that drawn there again. We're just going to extend that out there like that by clicking on that little box down there in the corner. See it right there? Just going to extend it out so we can keep going until we're done. Okay, so once we're still over here, go up here, click our eraser tool, and now he's going to let it go. Alright, so at the moment we're doing exaggerating frames, okay, so he's just going to, we're doing the key frames. These are the key movements. Alright, so this is what your eye is going to pick up on the most of the time, okay? So he's just going to let it go now. Alright, so we're going to do from that to that straight away. Okay, so this is the keyframe. Okay, so what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to just increase this size here, just so we can get that little bit more erased at a time. That was meant to be over here. There we go. Okay. And then we'll turn on our light box feature, and we'll go back over to our pencil. Now he's going to stay there like that, right, but he's going to angle his hand in. Okay, so we're going to draw from the fingertip. That's going to come out to here, that line there, you see it? Okay, that line there. Okay, so we're using that as a guideline. Alright, So remember, just their guideline there. Remember, he's a mechanicus dude, so he hasn't got humanoid fingers, okay? I was just wondering if you could actually hear me properly. Right. So this is going to go from an angle to a straight because he's after dropping it, okay? So that's after going to be moving over from here to there, okay? This is what the animators used to do back in the day. There was animators, and then there was the in-betweeners. The animators animated the keyframes. The in-betweeners did everything literally in between the frames. Okay, so they would do the soft transition, whereas the animators would get the actual frames that would your eye will pick up on. Your eye and your brain will actually pick up on. Alright? So that's what the animators did. The in-betweeners did the soft transition. And they were also told, right, this one's held for 2, this one's held for 3, and by that they meant like this frame is held for literally 2 frames. Okay, so it would be the same drawing twice, and that would also give them the time. They'd have a time sheet here, which they'd be working out like something like this, alright, and they'd see stuff like that on it. Okay, so this frame here would say be classed as 38, alright. So then the animator is going to have to work on 37, or the in-betweener is going to have to work on 37 and 39. Okay, whereas the next frame that the animator would be working on would be frame 40. So therefore, see, it's held for 2, 38, 39, 40. And that's what that meant. Okay. So yeah, Aaron Blaze. Oh, at 8 years old, I even found out who his name was. The person who made the Lion King. You know. No, the animators didn't do all the work. The in-betweeners, they got the oh, there's lag on Twitch. Ooh, so sorry. Really apologize. I'm hoping to upgrade that computer so soon. I've got one stick of 16 gigs of RAM. Okay. So if I can just get myself another stick of 16, a better graphics card. Even if I upgrade the motherboard, even though the motherboard has nothing to do with the stream, but I do want to go back to Ryzen. Uh, so I'm on Intel Baby Lake i7 at the moment. Yeah, so it's an old processor at the moment. To me, that would be classed as a 20-year-old processor, right? Even though it wouldn't be classed as 20-year-old processor, it would be classed as technically 7 years. I think Baby Lake came out. That's when they started doing the Baby Lake, Coffee Lake, KB Lake. It's when Intel started losing the battle. So now we got to draw all this stuff back in. So even though these had dark lines, okay, what we want to do is, considering we want to make them pop and everything like that, right, is we're going to make the thing out in front darker and the thing behind lighter, okay. See, it's so much easier to do this digitally, okay, whereas if we were doing this on paper now, the it'd be so much different on paper. We'd make sure that the stuff that we're erasing out is our background layer, and the hand would only be moving, so therefore it would be on top of it then. So I can't remember what I was saying about the animators. They would mainly take all the credit for animating it, but it was also the in-betweeners work as well. Aaron Blaze, he was an in-betweener. There's also another animator. He's a gas character. I can't remember his name. I love him. He's Eric Goldberg. There we go. Eric Goldberg. Can't believe I forgot his name there for a second. He is a legend. Yeah, he worked with Robin Williams on Aladdin, and then Aaron Blaze was also there as well, because Aaron Blaze was working on the tiger for Aladdin. Okay, because that's what Aaron Blaze specializes in, is animating animals. So Eric Goldberg was working on the other characters, you know, Jasmine, Aladdin, the genie. So if you manage to pick yourself up a Wacom One, which is what this device is, it's, yeah, you'd pick it up for 300, right? But if can't get it back to the same position I had it at now. But if you manage to pick yourself up one for 300, get yourself a laptop arm. Okay, one that will actually hold it from the sides as well and the bottom. And then you can get the experience of actually drawing like that. And you can also bring it up to a full screen. I'll show you here. I think that's how you do it. No, no, no. Oh, come on. Just do it for me. Ah, there we go. Right. So, oh, why isn't it working? Do, 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 do. Okay, that's not doing that for me. Right, there's a way where you can just have this full, alright, to where it just has the screen. Okay, but even if you're doing it on Photoshop, you can do a full size drawing like that. Okay, so you see the way I'm kind of doing it there, but I'm doing it slow, alright? So I've spent a lifetime learning how to draw with my arm, like this, okay? Pissed off my lectures so much because after my second operation, I was draw with my arm on these big massive easels in college, and they'd see me drawing with my right hand, and then the next minute, after doing the whole loop around the class, as they were looking in on people's work, they see me drawing with my left, and they were like, "Weren't you drawing with your other hand?" I was like, "Yeah, my arm is tired." They were like, it was really fucking with them, because when you draw with this side of your hand, okay, you're working with your left side of your brain, okay, whereas you draw with that side of your hand, you're working with your right hand side of your brain. So your left hand side is your logic side, and your right hand side is your realistic side, okay. So when I was drawing with this hand, I was being logical, and when I was drawing with this hand, I was being realistic. So it was really fucking them up, you know. I'm not ambidextrous. I can do fuck all with both hands. I just trained myself to just draw, but I can only draw like that um, if it's only up in the air. Alright, that's the only way I've done it. But eventually, I'm going to have to train myself how to paint with my left hand. So yeah, I can do fuck all with both hands. Okay, so now that he's dropping this down, and that's that frame done. We are nearly there. We're gonna have to go back and look at this frame. Okay. learn to draw with my feet. Yeah, I actually know a person who can draw with their feet because they have no arms. So, what? She's spent her. She was one of these babies that was born with no arms from the what's it called, the morning after medication that was invented in Germany. Uh, can't remember what it was or what it's called anyway. But basically, the mothers who were taking the sickness, the morning sickness medication, um, ended up affecting the medication ended up affecting the babies in on what way they were grown and everything like that. So there was some that were born without limbs, some that had major defects and everything like that. So this woman was one of those babies. Uh, and so she was born without any arms. So she spent her whole life just with her legs, and she ended up doing amazing artwork just by doing it with her feet. But I seen her having dinner one day, and oh my god, I was like thinking, how is this woman bending her leg that way? I was like, that leg shouldn't bend like that. Because it was really messing up in my mind, like, that a leg shouldn't actually be bending like that. I was like, oh my god, does that not hurt? Yeah, poor woman. She's a gas woman as well. The reason why I'm putting in some shading at the moment, anyway, is because you can. Is it me or did I forget to put a finger in? Shh! Don't tell anyone. We'll just make that one smaller there. Just like so, and we'll bring one down here like that, and up there like that. Well, it kind of looks better with 3 fingers. It'll has that more cartoon effect to it. Like hand sanitizer and masks in COVID times. Must be a nervous wreck walking. Oh, Jesus Christ. Stop, because I'm going to hell now, alright? Oh god. So what we could do is simply just wipe that there, wipe that there, and give him a 3 finger. dash, and dash. Okay, now we're going to work out from here 3 fingers. 1, 2, 1, 2, 2 gaps. So you see the way I'm paying attention, bringing it back and forward like that is, I know for a fact where I'm putting in these gaps here now, okay? So 1, 2. What do you see? Just 1, 2. Then we go back. Uh-oh. There we go. There we go. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. You see? Boom. Makes 3 fingers look a little bit better. Yeah, it definitely looked better with 3 fingers there, didn't it? Makes it look more cartoony because this is these are characters that are taking the piss out of Warhammer, basically. They're just causing mischief to each other. Okay, so if remember, have you seen any of the memes to do with Mechanicus? The Mechanicus armies that they're called toaster lovers. Okay, so this guy is a toaster lover. It'd be the tiny little red dude there down on the in the corner, not that corner, that corner. That's the little robot dude that we're animating. Okay, he's a Mechanicus dude, and he's Mecha dude that we're calling. Okay, that's the guy that we're animating. So he loves his toasters, and he's just giving them flowers. Okay, and they're mechanical flowers. Give that a little bit of a dark shadow there, because we know what's behind it, and then that's the stem to it there. So now so after dropping it away, okay, he's gonna pull back. Okay, so he's dropped it, hand is open, so he pulls back, and then the flower is continuously falling down into the toaster there. Okay, so onto a new frame here. We go over to our eraser. We're going to bring that up to 30 there, just so we can erase more. Okay. Okay, now we're going to put on our light table, and then therefore we can take a nice brush, relax, and just take our time animating this. Okay, so now he's got the flower there, he's let it go, and now he's pulling back. Okay, so he's pulling back, so we've got to bring this finger back. say that would be the middle part of the finger there, okay? So you can animate whatever part you want to start on. If you feel more comfortable starting on the sleeve, that's okay. You start wherever you want to start, okay? I'm starting on the hand because the fingers, okay? Because I know where the finger is going to be, okay? The tip of the finger here, from this point here to that point, and that's a nice arc that we have from there to there. That's the reason why I'm doing that, okay? And this finger is going to be coming up around here, so that's an even nicer arc. Alright? It's all about the arcs. It's all about the arc. No arcs. Okay, let's see how we're doing. I know it's kind of hard to tell. So this is our light table, okay? This is the opacity of the light table. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring it down there like that. And bring it down, okay? So we can pay attention to it, the drawing. So you see, brings it over, and now he's pulling back. Okay, now we can go back over to our light table here because we definitely want to see that last frame, okay? So that's after dropping in. Now, there we go. We'll give it the old there. I'm looking forward to doing the that bullet camera. So even though it's in on the comic there, okay, if you haven't gotten this comic, I suggest you pick it up. Okay, it's a really good read. So obviously he shoots his bolter, but I'm going to do an actual bullet cam. So I'm looking forward to doing the bullet cam, so where you see it launching from the barrel. That gives that explosion, right? That explosion from the barrel, and then the actual bullet coming out, and we're gonna have like a nice, lovely 3D effect coming on, right? So we have the bullet coming towards us like that, and then we're going to slowly see it launch out like that. All right, so it's going to be coming at us like so. Boom. Can't wait to start that one. It's going to be awesome. Animating this comic is going to be awesome, and GW can't stop me because I'm not monetizing it. Can't stop me from doing this artwork either, because this is a cartoon. This is just complete cartoon, utter chaos. There we go, we have that done. So now, gosh, that hand in. Give it a shadow going on here. So, Steve, are you going to be joining us for our 24-hour live stream? We are going to be painting up the whole entire Necron army in 24 hours. Well, that's the plan anyway. Yeah. Screw the monetization. So it's the painting challenge that we're doing. So hang on, trying to figure something out here. So when you move back really fast, fabric will 24-hour drawathon. Oh, may do that one soon. But it's a 24-hour painting session. Painting up miniatures for 24 hours. It's all of them, not the blue ones, the ones on the bottom, Necrons. So all of the Necrons from Indominus. We have them primed already, but not put together. But yeah, as I was saying anyway, so as you pull back fabric goes the opposite way. Okay, so pull back, fabric goes the other way. Go forward in such a force, fabric comes the opposite way. Okay. Yeah, a drawathon would be basically just chilling and drawing and everything like that, and setting an actual schedule. So say like if I was doing a drawathon of get a certain amount of illustrations done within that time frame, then yeah, I'd love to. But what I'd actually really would love to do is a 24-hour animation session to see if I could get an animation done in 24 hours. Now, if I was doing it on Flash, gotcha, I'd be able to get an animation done in Flash really fast. And if you do want me to animate in Flash, I do have it here. I have the older version as well. I have the CS6 version, and I also have the I could have sworn I had the other one. Because there's a free version that you can get from Adobe. Basically just type into the internet here. Hang on, see if I can find it here. Move that out of the way. ADO Adobe Flash. Adobe Flash free version. It's not a Flash. It's not the Flash player, so don't get mixed up with the Flash player. Okay. I'll see if I can find it, and if I find it, I'll stick a link in the. No, that's the Flash player. God, I keep getting lightheaded. I wonder, do I have it in my my actual programs? Keeping programs, Windows, Adobe Flash CS3. That was on CS3. There we go. This content was authored by Adobe Systems Incorporated, but shouldn't it be downloadable? see. There we go. Oh, that's the link there to download CS3. So if you want me to show you tutorials on animating in Flash, I can do that for you. Or if you have CS6, I can show you how to do that either, because I have Flash CS6 and I can show you how to animate in there, which is where I started learning how to do digital animation. So it's pretty simple. Now we gotta figure out there. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. You see what I've done here is I've turned on the from the light table. Okay, I can find out what I was doing over here without any of these frames interfering with me. Alright, this is what I love about TV Paint, is that I can draw this back in without it interfering, which is pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. Make that a little bit smaller there. So it can be confusing at times finding out what you're drawing on and what you're not drawing on. Like paying attention to the yellow here can be a bit confusing, and then seeing all the lines interacting with what you're actually drawing. So So as we when all the frames are actually animated, that's when we can start putting in the detail, like the cogs symbols around here on his sleeve. Yeah. So that's when we can start doing that, okay? when all the frames are actually animated. And that's so there's a lot to be working out, because I'll show you what I did start off with. Okay, turn that light table off there. So we did start off with, is it going to show something? Oh, of course. There we go. So this is what we started off with. We started off with the actual storyboard, okay? So that's the storyboard to the actual animation. They don't have to be perfect. Okay, and then we went to our next one, which is here, and then we refined it a little bit more. Okay, where we actually put it in a pot, drawing the mechanics of dude. We're working off the storyboard here. Okay, so this is the animatic. And then it just repeats itself. So that's the animatic. Then comes the actual animation. Okay, so we're using the animatic to help us, guide us through what we want, and we can just animate it from there. So the more, I know it seems like very long and tedious, but the more and more you plan, the better your animation is, the more research you do. So you see that natural movement there in the hand. When you see it, that natural movement, alright. So the cloth would actually swoop back like that. His sleeve would swoop back. Okay, so that's what your brain is picking up on, is the actual swoop. So he's bringing it in, dropping it, boom, like that, the swoop. So even just doing a couple of frames like that makes it so much better. And yeah, so we're gonna be doing good, you know. It's gonna be like a really funny animation anyway. Well, I hope it's gonna be funny, because hang on, see if I can find something here. A very old animation I was working on. Ah, yes. There it is. I'll just wait for it to. Okay. Bring it over and I'll share it on the screen straight away. Okay, so it zooms in. Okay, so we done this in Flash. Wind is meant to blow a shit ton of stuff off. falls down. Yeah, boom. That anticipation goes through his foot. And then that last bit of debris just falls down and cuts him in half. So that'd be the punchline to it, you know. It's a zombie animation. The wind blows off, the stuff falls down. It's like, oh no, shit. Couple of nails just hit the floor, and then that big nail just goes through it there, and everything goes through his foot. So I hadn't finished that animation. I'm a fucker for finishing projects, not finishing projects. So I need to actually finish that project because it was a zombie in this apocalypse world, but he's not a full zombie, so he's half zombie, half human, and he doesn't know his place in the actual world. So the world is taken over with zombies, and there's humans in the background that are still fighting off these other zombies and everything. And he just doesn't know his place. He doesn't know whether he's human or zombie. So he's all different types of fucked up and everything like that. It's another cartoon that I've been working on. But yeah, so I ended up getting bored of that project and I moved on to another project. But that happens, okay? So if that ever happens to you, just be patient, okay? But never forget about those projects, okay? Because these are, you may think like, nah, that project's after dying, but you could go back to it eventually and just finish it, or you could go back to it and make it even better as you're going along. So that's the whole point about animating, is now that we're animating in TV Paint, it's more natural, it's more loose and free. So I could bring that zombie animation into TV Paint here and make it more, give it more of a flow and a fluid to it. So the CS3 is there in the description if you want to download it, or if you have CS6, let me know and I can help you along with animating. Okay, why won't this let me? Uh-oh. What do we have to? Oh. I wasn't on the right layer. Well, duh. Okay, so we're gonna lock that and we're gonna lock that again, okay? Because we don't need them. Okay? We only really need them if we need to go back to our reference again. Okay, so these are animatics and our storyboard. Alright, so we're going to turn on our light table here and find out what we're missing. And that's that. Okay. Go over to our eraser and get rid of that arc guide there. Just clean up that edge, a little bit of an edge there. Now, the color layer is going to be fun doing, alright, because that's going to be repetitive. Someone help me out here. Repetitive. No. Am I saying it right? No, I'm not saying it right. Repetitive. It's going to be very repetitive. Such a fucking brain fart. It's like, hey, I know a brilliant thing that I can do for a living. Let's be a streamer. But you can't talk. Thanks for shitting on that fucking dream. Haven't they stopped supporting Flash now? Or is it Acrobat? They've stopped supporting Acrobat. They're actually going back into Flash. Yeah, they're starting to. There's a lot more programs that are starting to go back into Flash again. So they've stopped Acrobat and they're moving back into Flash again. It's because Adobe has the market there. So boom, new layer. Now we want to add that whoosh. That. Okay. That little whoosh effect. So we're going to go over to our eraser here, bump up the size to around 30. Just erase everything that we were working on our last layer here. Whoop it up, what up, babe, boom. That's in the that's after falling down into the hole, so leave that there. Okay. So we'll turn on that layer. We'll keep that one off for a minute there. Okay, because we want to be working on this hand. Okay, so we got whoosh, whoosh sound. Whoosh. Whoosh. Okay, so we got draw his fingers in there with that. Draw another one there, and draw his little pinky in there. Okay. Now got a whoosh effect. Okay. Now we got the rest of this arc to fill in. So we got his sleeve coming down here. And there. Okay. So we'll turn off this light table here, and you see, whoosh, 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 wah. So it gives that effect to it there. Okay, so whoosh. So now we made a mistake with the arm coming in. Okay, we didn't animate the actual cloak coming in. Okay, so we need to animate, because he brings it in fast and then he whooshes it out. I remember a few months ago I was doing a magazine for a client and they wanted a digital version as a flip book with the paper flip animation. Couldn't do it because of Acrobat's debt, and had to get a plugin. Biggest pain in my life. Also, you're a far better streamer than half of the people on this. There's a gamer called This Guy's Toast, and half of his streams He's off doing something else, and you're just looking at his chair. Okay. Right. Well, thank you very much. Like I do appreciate that. Um, I appreciate that a lot. I I want to keep doing this. 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, and then just Saturday and Sunday off. But whereas so it'd be Monday night, Wednesday night, and Friday night, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays streaming without the webcam and the mic, so that you'd see me getting more work done. So it'll be just chatting away and little camera down there. But as time goes on, and then when I get my own office, that'll change and everything. So I do appreciate that you saying that I'm a far better streamer. So thank you so much. But yeah, flipbook animation. Wow, that must have been a pain in the arse. Um, Sometimes it's actually best to when it's another little tip I might help you out if you're doing something like that again, or if a client wants you to do something like that again, do it all hand base. All right, I'm sure you've made a flip book um, when you were a child before. All right, so do an actual video of it, and then you can actually turn that video into a cartoon effect. So if you're there like that and you have your camera pointing down, you could have turned it. You could have turned your whole entire video into a cartoon effect by using Adobe After Effects. Oh, we wanted clickable. Uh, I bet you that was one of those awkward clients, the one was like, no, I'm not liking that shade of purple. Can we have it mauve? Yeah, sure. Hang on 1 second. What color did you say again? Oh my god, over 500 products? Oh, the code for that. Jesus Christ, you must have been. No, I think I would have turned around to that client and I would have said, yeah, think about narrowing that down to I hope you're charging this fucker through the nose now. I've been there with clients. Don't talk to me about them. Oh, they're the worst. Oh, they're the worst. They are. No, I'm not. I'm not liking that. Oh, no, I don't like that. Can you center it more? It's going against every single rule that you've learned in college. Yeah, sure. No, not like that. A bit more to the left. Fuck off. 10,000. He wanted 10,000 products originally. Oh my god. And you got him down to 500. I would have got him to 25, right? 25, because I would have said that website probably would have been crashing a lot, okay? And then if you wanted to show more, I would have said pick your top 25 products out of that 500 and I would have said, yeah, there's your flip book animation for those 25, and then the last page would say view more, and then that's when it would bring you into a gallery full a list of columns. Oh, you see, I would have been all over that fucking client. I would have been like, yeah, there is going to be no one who's going to do that for you, and if they are, they're going to charge you through the nose. But it would be so totally worth it, wouldn't it? My God. What are people like? They think you can just do shit. Oh, oh, you poor person. Poor person. Yeah, I would have lost it big time. I think I probably would have turned around and said, "You're the reason why Trump got in, aren't you?" God, I hate people like that. So there we have this one there like that. Alright. So we can keep animating this coming down. Okay. And if you want, you can get your eraser and you can put in different lines down here. So, oh dear. What am I after doing? Shit, I'm after doing something. Bollocks. See, I keep thinking I'm in Photoshop sometimes. Okay, so we get our and then we animate in those lines again. So they're going to be different this time. Okay. So you see there's more lines there from the last time, you see? So that pipe looks like it's actually moving now. Okay. Yeah, I definitely recommend that you should get yourself a Wacom tablet. See if you can get yourself the Wacom One. Especially if you are interested in freehand illustrating, uh, or if you want to go further on down the animation field. You won't regret it anyway, because you can get the matte screen protector, and then it will actually feel like you're drawing on paper. But if you have the iPad Pro, get the matte screen protector for that, and get yourself the pencil. You can even animate on that, and if you want to animate on that, I'll even show you how to animate on that as well. Okay, there's another animation program on that you can get. Not Procreate. I think it's called. Callipeg. There we go. It's called Callipeg. So CALLIPEG, and it is a monthly subscription for 99 cents a month, $9.99 a year, or a one-time full payment of €50. So obviously I haven't done it yet, but I've just downloaded it so I wouldn't actually forget about it. But I haven't had the time to do it yet. But I've done animating in the on Procreate. It's actually turned out alright. Where are they? Because there's my Shamrock dude, but where's Fart Ninja? But I also have a dude here that's just like that, just blinking. So I made an avatar for another client. Just he's just standing there like that, blinking. So that was easy enough anyway. That's all he wanted, was an avatar of himself just blinking. So I can teach you the fundamentals of animation on the iPad if you prefer it that way, or paper, or Procreate, whichever way you want it. Okay. Hand is getting sore. Arm is getting sore. So there we have it. It wasn't a bad little session there today now. So what have we got? We got the world zooming in. Look at that, huh? That's not too bad for a nice little session there today now. So you see that swoosh coming in. That swoosh. Whee. Okay. So, and he's putting the flowers in now, okay? So then that's when we'll move on to our next scene. And you'll be him putting the flowers in again, but you'll actually see who it is this time. And he's putting the flowers in, and he'll be caressing the toaster. It's like, oh, my little girl, there it is. Yes, my little toaster. doing all little mechanicus noises and whatnot. So yeah, that should be pretty cool so far. So it's not too bad for today's session.
Oh, my pretty. Oh, my pretty little toaster. Yes, yes. Who's a good little toaster? Yes, we'll just put more stuff in here and yes.
Real Lord of the Rings vibes.
Colin! Colin! Precious.
Love Lord of the Rings. They were did the Lord of the Rings magazine for the models again. Had them all, had them all, sold them. It was oh, they were good days. They were good days. So when this is finished, we'll be when the animation is finished, I'll be showing you how to do the sounds and adding in the sound effects. Okay, because every freelance animator will always be the animator, the in-betweener, the voice actor, and the music expert. So, oh, you've only seen the 2 films? Oh, oh God, that's painful. That's painful. Not even The Hobbit or yeah, Jesus. You gotta watch it. All right, that's it. I'm challenging you. All right, I'm giving you a week. Okay, giving you a week, and you gotta watch 1, 2, and 3, and then The Hobbit 1, 2, and 3. Okay, you gotta watch them, dude. It's just these are movies you have to see before you die. You know, that'd be just like saying I haven't seen Harry Potter, or I never watched Barney when I grew up, or Bear in the Big Blue House, or something like that. That's like saying that, or it's like Teletubbies. Who were they? You fell asleep through the others. Well, you and my mum have something in common anyway. My mum stick on. I put on. We'd always tried to do a Lord of the Rings session and everything like that. And yeah. I want to watch Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings. Stick it on. 10 minutes into the movie, and then she wakes up at the credits. Okay, you have my respect back. Okay, you've seen Potter, Star Wars, and Trek, so you're a Trekkie fan as well. So well done. Yeah. Right. Well, I'm afraid that's all we have for this session anyway. Hang on. I'm after noticing something there. What did I notice? As that was playing true. See, this is gonna bug me because if I'm after noticing something. the up here, bigger, smaller. So I'm gonna have to fix that. So get so always, if you're for the next time, okay, put a little note here. Just a little note saying fix on that. There, another little note. Fix. And that'd be to fix it, okay? So when you come back, at least you know your mistake is there and you don't forget about it. Okay, and the reason why I've done it in red is so we can delete it afterwards. Okay, and that it's a major thing for us to see as well, so we don't miss it. But thank you very much for joining in. I will definitely catch you next time. What day? Friday will be another digital session because our PC cannot handle 2 screens and game at the same time. So unfortunately, it'll be another streaming session. So it'll be another digital session, so another animation session. So again, we can do animating tiny little vac heads, the bullet camera, or we can do a drawn session or whatnot, or painting session digitally. Can show you how to draw up a space marine and how to get in those features by inking and everything like that, okay? Because working in black and white is the best way to go. Alright, and until then, I shall say thank you very much for joining in on the Imperial Brothers. Till then, stay happy, stay creative, be strong. Bye bye.